Hello and welcome to Avio's Journey podcast. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. Welcome. We are on episode number 155. It is great to have you all here. We're going to be talking about filling out your description on any website and what you need to know in order to make it compelling enough so people will actually purchase from you. And on a side note, I wish someone would have told these things to me when I was starting out as well. So I thought this would be a good idea to take an opportunity to talk to you about it. All right, let's do it.
This is VO's Journey. With your host, the incomparable Anthony Pica.
All right, so first off, thank you so much for sticking in there with me and listening to a VO's Journey. I know our episodes have not been as regular, but I'm going to continue to endeavor to put more up. And I think what I'm going to start working on is really, going to the things that most of us are dealing with every single day. Like, for example, today's topic, which is on descriptions and how to write a compelling description because, it is so vital. So real quick, before we dive into that, today is Friday. So if you are interested in our Fiverr Elite group, we meet every Saturday. You can go check that out. There'll be a link here in the podcast as well as on a VO's Journey website. And that's something that is exciting that we do every single week. And there's over 50 hours of content, and the whole point of that group is to get together with a bunch of Fiverr sellers. We have many top-rated sellers in that group, and our sole purpose is to help you grow your Fiverr business. So that would be an excellent place for you to join. We use data to grow your business. We do reviews. I do reviews, and it's just a fantastic place to be. So check it out if you're interested. Like I said, you can find the link below, or you can find it on my website. Okay, so listen, the reality is when I first started in voiceover and actually up until, me talking to you about it, I've actually never heard anyone discuss about, what should you put down in your description, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I've heard people talk about keywords. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard people talk about, you blast everything with keywords, and I see it often, because I do a lot of reviews of people's work, and, the descriptions are always filled with just tons of keywords. I call it the voices.com syndrome, right? Because we all just, because of the algorithms, we think that we just got to shove all of these different adjectives in the description so that people can find us. But the reality is that, there's not a lot out there helping us with, what to put in our description. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. And I'm going to tell you that I really firmly believe that the description section is vital to your success and how much you sell. Because let's be honest, it is sales copy. It is sales copy. There's no doubt that, online we have to be seen first, right? We have to come up in the search. We have to come up in the search. We have to be seen at the top of the page, or people are just not going to make their way to us. We have to be appealing enough to people to want to see, when they see our picture, they click on us. Then when they click on us, we got to be able to, get them excited after they listen to our demo. But then after all of that, right? That gets them ready to buy, but there's got to be something that closes the deal. And that is the copy, and that is so important. I can't tell you enough how many people I see write descriptions in whatever section, and it's just so, it's just so bland. And I mean by bland is that there's nothing in the description that, inspires me to want to buy from them. And that is that's the whole point of the description. Now, sure, you could say, well, Anthony, the description means you're supposed to be describing your gig. And I love that you said that to me because, yes, that is absolutely true. That is another thing that I don't see often. I don't often see people putting down a process. The thing here is that, when people purchase from us online, especially in the sense that this is a service, people know it's a service, but people are going online to buy this service as a product. So because of that, we have to be aware that we have to approach this like a product, not a service. And many of us are still posting our descriptions as if we are expecting them to call us and talk to us and get to know us. And that's just not going to happen. So we can't approach it that way. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we are setting up our description as if we are describing exactly the process we are going to get, but more importantly, what they are, what we like. First off, we have to we'll take Fiverr, for example. There's 1,200 characters. We have to be able to, in those 1,200 characters, inspire someone to know who we are, feel confident to work with us, and purchase from us, and to know the process and what to expect, right? We all have our little check marks. We all have our little checklists that we have to fill out internally before we feel comfortable buying. And the description is supposed to do that. And the better you are at fulfilling and filling out, helping people check off their little worries, the more sales you're going to get. Now, here's some things that check off people's worries, okay? For starters, what do they expect to receive? What's the process that you are going to do? Why is that important? Because remember, this is a product. It's not enough to say, hey, I'm going to deliver you the best damn voiceover there is. Well, you know what? Anybody can say that. But you need to, but not everybody says this is the process. Step 1, I open your files, I read your directions, I read the script, and I determine the best voice there needs to be for your request. 2, I record a high quality voiceover in my studio using professional equipment. 3, I edit, master, and format all files to the highest standards to your request, and I deliver them in MP3 or WAV format. And 4, I will communicate, and I am here to help you with any edits or revisions that you might need. Listen, that is so important because what you have done by just describing that process, which, by the way, not many people do. Not many people do. I mean, literally, no one does that. Very few people do that. And you'll see that on the ones, I have it on mine, and I'm telling you, people... And I can tell you this for certain because, I collect data. I ask people why they chose me. And that comes up quite a bit. People will say, I really liked the process. I really liked your guarantee. I really liked you. I knew what you were going to do and it made me feel comfortable to work with you. Right? It's you have to take into consideration that, again, they're buying a product from us. Even though we are physically doing it every single time, it's a product to them. So they need to know what the process is so they feel comfortable knowing what is actually going to happen. Okay? It's just like a nice warm blanket that makes us feel comfortable because we know what's happening. I mean, look at what's happening in our world. We're freaked the heck out so much because we don't know what's going to happen. When you know what's going to happen, you feel good about it. And if you know what's going to happen and you like it, you're going to buy. Okay, so that's one thing. The next thing is that we're all looking for our clients, us included, when we buy something, we're looking for something unique, especially in our line of work. People are looking for something unique that either inspires, that either can educate well, that can relay a message in a way that's going to reach their people on a personal level, their customers, their employees, their audience on a personal level. So in order to do that, in order to tell the customer, the client, that we are the right people for them, we need to share with them something about who we are. That's why I'm such a big advocate of putting your picture on your photos, on your thumbnails, no matter where you are, because people want to know who you are. They need to be able to do that judgment. Here's the thing. We have to be aware human nature cannot be changed. You can't change what we do or how we feel. What we can do is try to understand it and then make, corrections to do the things we want to do. But the reality is there's things built into us inherently for millions of years of evolution, and we can't just change it. Like, for example, the judgment that we all make on each other when we first see something, okay, that judgment is so important. It is so important, whether we like it or not. And most of us would absolutely say that it's not, we don't judge a book by its cover. But the reality is we all have to when there is lack of evidence. See, so this is where I'm going with all this. Your job is to fill in all of those blanks, all that extra evidence that's not there in your description as impressively, as concisely as possible. So to do that, you need to draw on your own personal experiences. But then when you talk about, like, for example, let's say you grew up in a small town in Oklahoma, all right? And your father was a mill worker and, your mother was a nurse. And you grew up in this small town and your family was big on community and really believed in, helping people and, taking care of people who couldn't take care of themselves. And that was important to you. So you grew up doing everything that you could to further that belief and helping people and taking care of them. And through voiceover, you believe that you can help your customers and your clients relay their message that can really help their customers or clients or their workers, to really feel and learn the message that they're trying to relay. Now, of course, I just made all of that up, but the point is that you have given I want to work with that person, right? I want to know them and I want to hire them because they bring such a rich history and past that is real, that's not fake. Now, could someone make up the stuff? Yes, like I just did. But the point is we're not making it up. We're trying to be truthful about who we are. Okay? And we believe it. We want to believe that stuff and we need to believe it in order to fill in all of those blanks that we all have. And a lot of times you're not getting business because honestly, you're too blank. I'm just going to throw it out there. So many of you are just too blank. There's no meat behind anything that you're doing. And meaning like there's nothing. And I'm not saying you need to go in there and say, my 11th birthday, I lost, my dog died in a horrible car accident and I cried for hours. And I mean, that's horrible. We don't need to know that information. I mean, like we don't need to know all the the really personal stuff. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying that we need to look at what you bring. Here's another example. I notice a lot of people don't want to put their education out there because it might not have anything to do with voiceover. But see, I beg to differ. I think that your education or your training, your job, your previous job, or your job you're working now, even if it's completely opposite than voiceover, you need to talk about it. You need to have it a part of what you're doing because everything that we have done in our life, we are the sum of all our experiences. We bring all of that to our voiceover performance. Everything that I am right now, all of my experiences, all of my entire life has come to this moment where I am right now speaking to you on this podcast. So I cannot separate those things. So I need to share with people what they are getting, and I need them to see that through my sales copy. And it's so important that we become practitioners of selling ourselves in a way that we paint a picture, a story of who we are, that will help the client and the customer know that when they work with us, they are getting an incredible mountain of experience and professionalism and, uniqueness. Okay. And so we are perfect for their message because we're exactly the type of person they're looking for. But if you don't ever say those things, if you don't describe that in your description, if you don't have a process, if you don't have a call to action, you need a call to action in your description. Tell people what you would like them to do. How many times have you gone somewhere or to a website or tried to get something and there's no, it doesn't tell you what to do? You don't know where to go. You don't know how to buy. You don't know how to find out more information. Like there's this stuff there. It might even be really pretty, but there's like nothing, there's no clear set of steps. Okay. Like so we crave for really intricate information in a simplistic way, right? We love that. Why do you think Apple is so popular? Okay, because they took a lot of really intricate information and made it really simple and beautiful. Okay, now in order to do that, they charge out of the wazoo for it. Okay, and we're happy to pay for it. We are happy to pay for it. That's why they're the biggest company in the world. Biggest computer company. We're happy to pay for it. But the point I'm trying to make to you is that this is what you should be focusing on as well, but not just your voiceover work, because remember, your job is to sell. You might be sitting here wondering right now why I can't get any more business. I need more business. There must be something wrong with my picture, or must be something wrong with my voiceover demo. It might be something wrong with, I'm no good at algorithms, like I'm no good at understanding of that. And maybe that's all true as well. But I can tell you the number one overlooked thing is your copy. People just want to get by. They don't want to mess with it. And I'm telling you, when I go purchase something, and I guarantee you, if you stop and think about yourself, we go and read what the information says. We look for it. And if it's not there, we think something's wrong and we move on to the next thing. We are going to take more information than not information. And sure, there are going to be outliers, like people who don't purchase, like who don't read that stuff. Of course, there always will be. But the majority of the people are going to read it. They're going to digest it. And if it strikes a chord with them, they are going to buy from you. So I implore you to take an honest look at your descriptions, and anywhere they are, because every place that you work, online or anywhere, has a description. That's on purpose, because we want to know who you are, what you are actually going to physically do, not philosophically do, what you're actually going to do. Okay, so you need to have that process. It's nice to have a guarantee. If you buy this, I guarantee you're going to be satisfied. If not, I'm going to work until you are. Okay, that's powerful, because again, it's not like, I'm saying I'm going to scam you. I'm a goofball, but it's important to say these things to you, because we often overlook them when it's ourselves putting it out there, because we're not thinking from the standpoint of us actually purchasing from ourselves. But I want you to wrap your mind around that. Take a look at all of your descriptions everywhere, no matter where they are. And I want you to ask yourself, would you buy from you? Would you buy this from you? And if you are like, I have no clue, I don't even read this stuff. Well, you know what? There's your first task then. Go reading some descriptions from other people and see if those descriptions empower you or make you feel inspired to buy from them, right? And then if you find something that you like, copy the overall template or idea. Don't copy the words, but copy the idea, the structure, okay? And insert your own stuff. But use these tools these things I talked about to really focus in on the fact that your description is so vital to your success. And it really could be, I'm going to say this, it really could be what you are missing. It could be what you are missing to grow your business right now, and you're not even aware of it. Okay? All right. Well, I hope that this has helped out. I really enjoy talking to you about this topic. And like I said, I don't ever hear anyone talking about it, but as we know, it's everywhere. We fill out a description on everything. And you often wonder, most of us and most of the people I talk to are like, I just don't want to do it. I just want to get by it and go do the other stuff, because we're not good at writing sales copy. We're not good at, doing that sort of thing or connecting with people or making them want to buy through our writing. But my God, it's so important, because our picture, our demo, our title, that hooks them. But then our copy is supposed to sell them and get them to close the deal. So if we're not doing a good enough job with our copy, we are losing out. Okay? All right. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate this. If you get a chance, go ahead and leave a review on iTunes. I really would appreciate that. Also, if you're interested again in joining the Fiverr Elite group, I'd love to have you. You've got about 19 hours or so until our next meeting. So don't miss our next meeting. You want to join before them. It's 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So you just have to sign up and you'll get access to the group once you sign up. And I send out a link in the email so that you can get that. You join that and you'll be into a chat room. We use Zoom and it's lots of fun. And we'll dive in and talk more about actually this topic tomorrow and going through people's and gigs and reviewing them actually. So lots of fun. Well, hey, thank you guys. Stay healthy, stay safe. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.